Hi, I'm Mal, and welcome to another episode of Mini Model Makes. This is just a quick episode. I thought I would actually, for once, because it's actually nice and tidy at the minute, show off the man cave. Going to do a little video with my handheld camera, just going around the man cave and showing you all the bits and pieces I've currently got in there at the moment. Okay, it's not to show off or anything. There are people who've got way more amazing setups than me. I'm really fortunate for everything I've got and the space I've got in my house. I just thought it's a bit of interest so you can see sort of everything in the room that I'm in. Alright, so I'll get the camera out and see you shortly. Since it's nice and clean at the moment, I thought I'd show everyone the Mini Model Makes Mancave. Now first of all, I'm just going to show snoring doggy down there, so if you hear snores, that's our Thor. And then I've got Malcolm the cat around the corner as well, who might make an appearance while I'm filming in the man cave. So, without much further ado, man cave. Here's the man cave. I've had a lovely spring clean this morning, so it's pretty much in good shape, apart from my bookshelves. I've not really bothered going through them yet. I'm going to try and pan out as much as possible, which I have done, and I thought I'd go through it. So first of all, we've got my cupboard of shame, which as you can see is full of shame. So I've got loads of boxes of Age of Sigmar, I've got all my Dungeons and Dragons stuff, I've got loads and loads of Black Library books, loads more 40k projects. And then at the bottom I've got paints and other bits and pieces, other projects down there as well. I have my overhead cupboards as well. Now these basically, and if you have ever done business with me, I've been lucky enough to buy any of your products, I put all your little cards and flyers up here, so I know where to go if I need anything, along with the colour wheel. Then I've got various lanyards and bits and pieces from, well, I've got them from Heresy Weekender and Games Workshop events, and then Disney ones there as well, because I've been lucky enough to go to Disney quite a bit. Got a Witcher medallion and some Lord of the Rings bits and pieces there. But I'll open up my cupboards. So all my sprays and sponges, glues, basically I keep all my chemicals here away from my kids. The amazing bio strip, go watch that video to see how good that is at stripping models. I've got my mask up there, and then more paints, basing materials, and then up here I've got transfer sheets, bases, and other bits and pieces, more basing materials in those trays, so I can just pull the tray out and work with them. So my little project things, so if I'm working on a project I can go through, see what I want to buy, what I need to do, what I've built, what I've painted, and just slowly work through a project. I'll open this one up. So in here I've got the Imperial Guard stuff I'm currently working on at the minute. I've got some gloves, and I've got another box which has got Krieg. These have got Imperial Guard in them, Krieg stuff. My overhead cam rig, another light. Then up here I've got the controllers for my N64 and PS4 flight controller if I'm playing Elite, and some games up there. So that is my overhead cupboards. Then this moves on to, I've got some paints in there. So what I do with my paints is I split them up. So I've got like special effect paints in one rack, basing paints and things in another rack, air paints in another rack, colour paints in another rack. So I can just pull off a rack and just work on that solitary one. With Captain America here I've got all my pigments, weathering powders coming down, and then at the bottom good old glosses and shades, and the best metal paints ever. The Vallejo metal paints are amazing. Underneath I have got my sonic cleaner and the good old hobby hairdryer. More paints down here, loads of paints and stationery and a laminating machine. I've got a bag here which I can put paints into if I'm going to my local gaming club to do a painting session. Everything goes in there, which is good. Another little project tin I can take places if I'm doing work anywhere else. My airbrush as well there, which all comes up through the back of the table. That's the actual airbrush. It's Harder and Steenbeck Infinity. It's absolutely brilliant airbrush. I adore it. Behind that I've got all my bits. These are nearly all Space Marines. Good old 40k Space Marines and a lot of Blood Angels. And then these ones up here are Forge World and Horus Heresy era bits and pieces. As you can see, missed out. Oh, there's a couple of models which were sort of the first models I painted, which is why they were in awful state. So I've got my Blood Angel, and then I've got a Blood Angel because I was, 9 at the time, in an away kit. She's in white and orange in case I was fighting anyone who would be painted up like Blood Angels. There you go. That was my thinking at the time. I know, daft. Moving on, I've got 2 paint racks full of my paints organised up into colours. So you've got reds, oranges into yellows, greens, sand tones. Then I've got whites, blacks, blues, purples and skin tones at the end. Got old PlayStation, a couple of lamps, and I've got the N64 in here at the minute as well. Not that I get to play it much, but too much other stuff to do. I've got a couple of magnifying daylight lamps, and then I've got this absolutely amazing LED daylight lamp which is just superb. The only downside to it is I can't have it on when I'm filming because it makes it shows as waves of light on the camera, so it looks absolutely awful. Moving on, I've got all my Transformers up there on a shelf, nicely away. These drawers are full of things like dice and cards and templates and all the other things. I've got loads more dice and cards and templates up here. Dice Masters. Me and the boys like to play Dice Masters occasionally. Then I've got box sets like Cursed City. In here I've got some Heresy bits and pieces. So I've got the start of a Blood Angel army in there. I've got some Space Wolf bits and Iron Warriors bits in those boxes. I like to divide all my projects up and put them into a shoebox and sort of start to work through them. Blackstone Fortress, Sisters of Battle, and then I've got an Indomitus, a Necromunda and a Titanicus. So that's kind of the top shelf of shame as well, because I've not really worked through much of that. Yeah, so shelf of shame here. I've got some Imperial Guard stuff and some bases for a project I'm working on at the moment, which hopefully I'll do this weekend as well. This is all my sort of memorabilia from my time in the army, from when I was in the medical corps. There's a, where am I? Somewhere at the back there in the middle. There I am. When I was about 22 or something like that and had no common sense. Now moving on, I've got all my metal paints organised into there. I've got a brush set and some other bits. There's some dog treats in this tin here. That's when the dog comes and sits next to me. This mess down here is my hobby box and my recipe book. So every time I paint something up, I'll just take this out. Comes out like that. So Krieg Grenadiers shows you how I've painted them. So if I've not painted them for a while, come back. I just read this and I know what colours I need to use. And then at the bottom there's more hobby bits and pieces hidden away down there. Over here I've got more Heresy books. More Heresy books. A little picture of my youngest when he was teeny tiny. Han Solo and the Ultimate Warrior there, and the Ghostbusters keeping me company. And the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, had him round there. This needs dusting. It's the one bit I didn't get to this morning. Then a bag puss up here, I've got Thunderhawk gunship, partially painted Fire Raptor. Got Captain America there as well. Then up here we have mask toys from the 80s. It's big into mask. I've got a massive collection of those fellows up there. Boulder Hill and then Darth. And we'll go into the cupboards now. So I've got kind of oddments on this shelf, so it's just a bit of anything that's been painted up. Moving down, I've got my Thunderbolt, which was painted by a good friend of mine, Golden Demon winner, called Alistair Arms. Absolutely top bloke. I've got my Krieg Imperial Guard, so I've got a couple of tanks there, and the Sentinel spotters for them, and then my Cadian Kasarkin are there in my HQ Koi, with some Necron Scarabs at the back, which I've been playing with recently for a painting scheme. Next shelf down, I have got Age of Sigmar things, so I've got the warband, a couple of warbands there for Warhammer Underworlds. I've got my Ogres and the Great Moorpot. Absolutely adored painting them. And more Stormcast there as well, and Griffhounds at the back. Going down, next one is a Blood Angel army. I've collected Blood Angels all my life. I've had periods of time where I've not touched any for a while, and then I've got even more up in the loft, hidden away. These couple of shelves here are just models I've used the most, and a really old Predator, old school Predator painted up at the back there, which is quite cool. I really do like that. Then moving down, we have a Warlord Titan, partially painted with lightning underneath it. One day I will finish that. It's an absolutely amazing model. Moving on. Next cabinet is predominantly Horus Heresy Iron Warriors. I've got about 13,000 points of Iron Warriors. Oh, Perturabo there. Kroger, who made an appearance on the 30k channel, so go check that out. And Forix is there as well. I love the Graham McNeil Iron Warriors novels, so I had to sort of paint up those characters. Moving on, even more Iron Warriors, loads of heavy support, and then I've got my Valkyrie from my Imperial Guard army up there because I've got nowhere else I can sort of store it at the minute, which is mad. Down here I've got more Iron Warriors. I've got my Archaon once more. It's the only place I could store him. He made an appearance in an Artis Opus video recently for getting painting feedback from Byron, which was quite nice. He gave me some good constructive criticism and didn't tear my model apart that much, which was nice. I've got Mastodon, another super heavy for my Iron Warriors. I love playing 30k. I had to paint Iron Warriors basically for 30k. Just no other option. I had to get some done. Then I've got some Mechanicum. It's got all different. I've got my custom Magos here and his little pain train, which I love doing. Love that little conversion. More Mechanica stuff. And then my flyers. About these guys, the Vulturax, they just delete enemy tanks. They are superb. That's the Mechanicus. Then moving down, I've got about 6k of Space Wolves. So once again, I've got the Primarch. There is Lehman Russ with his 2 wolves. I've got Terminators in support of him. Deathsworn. Just normal troops here. Dreadnoughts, Rhinos. I've got a Lightning, which is painted up in Space Wolf colours, which I love. My favourite little Outriders unit, which I did loads of conversion work on. I absolutely adore them. More of the Dreadnoughts. I really do want a Space Wolf Heresy army of dreadnoughts. I think that'd be amazing. Big tank, big Spartan. The obligatory Arcus, because they are just one of the best artillery units in Heresy, and are a jack of all trades tank. They can, depending on what extras you give it, they can just delete robots or men or tanks. They're superb. Speeders, because you just have to have speeders. Another Land Raider there, and another Sakaran variant. And then underneath here we have got, I've got my Warhound, which is painted up for Legio Ignatum, because there's only one Legio. I've got my Ordinatus, more Mechanicus stuff here. And then I've got a Knight Army. I'm a member of House Tyrannus. Little patents of nobility for House Tyrannus behind, which I got from a massive Tyrannus meeting at Warhammer World, where we broke the record for amount of knights assembled in one building, and we did it as one household, which was absolutely immense. So a big thank you to my friend Lee Marshall, who gave us all these patents of nobilities and the House Tyrannus Code of Chivalry there. And then I've got my other Ordinatus War Engine here as well. I've got two of them. I think there's one more, which is the big driller, but I don't really want that. But I've got two big guns to shoot people with, which is amazing. I'm just going to close that. And then finally, in this drawer underneath, I've got loads of bags. And I've got all my Heresy red books and black books. I'm lucky enough to own them all and have all the hardback variants. They all live in there. And that is, moving back, my wonderful man cave, which I'm really, really lucky to have. So I just thought I'd do a quick video showing this off. And give you a look, because I always go on about the man cave. I'm getting loads of subscribers, so I just thought I'd show you my little setup. It's, you know, it's not the best one in the world, but it's pretty good as hobby areas go. I am very lucky. So it'd be great if you could show me yours, put pictures on when I put this video on Facebook, show off where you work. It'd be amazing to see other people's spaces where they hobby. And that's it. So what I'll do is I'll move back, I'll wrap this video up, but bye for now. So that's the Mini Model Makes Mancave. I hope you liked it. I hope you took a bit of inspiration maybe from the way I've got things set up, or some of the items I've got that you might want to use for your hobby, or some of the processes. And I hope you like my armies. They're not the best painted ones in the world, but they're complete and they're done, which up to a few years ago I wasn't completing armies, so I'm really happy with them. Okay, not much more else to say except for stay safe. It's still coronavirus out there, even though we're easing out of lockdown. Can't wait to get my hair cut. Be amazing. Yeah, stay safe. Please like, subscribe and share this video. It means so much to me, everyone who has subbed or even thrown a like or even commented. It's amazing for a little guy stuck in his man cave doing a bit of hobby, how starting to reach out to people around the world. I've also got a Facebook page, Mini Model Makes. Feel free to come and see me on there. And that is everything. Okay, once more, take care. Bye for now.